Hey, everybody. Good morning.
Hi
Thank
everyone.
thank you for joining us. I know it's either early or mid-afternoon for you if you're on the East Coast, or later in the afternoon if you're over with Syncee. Um, but really excited that everyone took the chance to call in and join us this morning for our discussion on how to increase your holiday sales by 150%, a merchant exclusive presented by Wish Wholesale and Syncee. Today, I'm going to be speaking from behalf of Wish Wholesale and covering off on some of the data stats and top trending products, as well as marketing tips that we have for increasing your holiday sales. And then we're joined by Bianca Bodo. Bianca, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the business development manager here at Syncee, and I'm going to be talking about how you can increase your sales also through our platform and how you can build your store with Wish's great products.
Fantastic, fantastic. So just a quick overview of our agenda for the day to get everyone sort of set expectations for what we're going to cover. So first, we've got our introduction, which we're doing now, and then we're going to go into an overview of the state of e-commerce and dropshipping in 2021. Finally, we'll go through a little bit of who is dropshipping good for and why, before we turn into the marketing side of the house and what are we selling, how are we selling it, and some tips and tricks for boosting those sales, both online and on site. And then finally, we're going to have a live Q&A with ourselves, Syncee, and some of our other team members. And then as with our previous Wish Wholesale webinars, we will be running our $500 Wish Wholesale credit raffle. I believe the team will be posting a link in the chat box. If you go ahead and fill that out, you'll be entered into the drawing, and we'll spin your name for the end. Um, with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into just the very top level of what is the state of e-commerce and dropshipping in 2021, and why are we here? What's this conversation about? Um, so something that we saw in the last couple of years, especially with the pandemic, has been an incredible acceleration of sales online and from a movement from brick and mortar sales into digital and online sales. So much so that between the year of 2019 and 2020, we saw e-commerce sales increase by 20%, which is a huge sort of swing. On top of that, when we look at like the entirety of the e-commerce landscape and where it's expected to go by 2025, that's looking at $563 billion, which is no chump change. And when we think about the fact that e-commerce is rising and it's most people buying and selling online, that opens up a huge opportunity for folks outside of larger retail organizations to get into the digital ecosystem and get a piece of that pie. In fact, dropshipping accounts for 23% of all e-commerce sales currently, which is huge. That's huge. That's if we think about dropshippers being typically single individuals running their own online stores versus, I always think of a dropshipper as less than 5 employees probably, versus like these much larger sort of like, the Walmarts, the Amazons of the world. Like you would assume that they're taking up way more, but actually the drop shippers are slugging on their own weight pretty well. And then finally, when we look at like why online, like why are we focusing on online marketing tips and whatnot? So when we look at this year's holiday season, how many folks are expected to do their holiday shopping online? It's 62% for this year, which is huge. I mean, that's three-fourths of the consumer pie right there. So if you can drill in on your digital standpoint and you can get in with your ads and you can automate those earnings, you're in a good spot. Like you're capturing the biggest bulk of holiday shoppers coming through. But I know it's Bianca, sorry, has got a number of tips as well, and especially from the Syncee side, and their unique perspective within dropshipping.
Yeah, so the main question is still profitable? So of course, yeah, it is in a simple answer. Of course, due to the global pandemic recently, buyers' trust has grown in online shopping mainly because it's convenient and more people are shopping online. So statistics also predict a market growth rate of 28.8%, which is huge. and dropshipping will be at a $650 billion market by 2025, which is just simply incredible. And the best way to broaden your product range is by choosing Wish Wholesale's products, as well as the numerous suppliers at Syncee. For anyone who doesn't know, Syncee is a global B2B dropshipping platform for many retailers and suppliers to join. And we have numerous dropshipping suppliers available and worldwide. So you have a ton to choose from. So dropshipping, yes, is still profitable. And there's many automated solutions for smoother work to expand your product range for a neat store and to gain higher income. And of course, there's no upfront cost. There's nothing that you would need to, there's no physical store that you would need to have. And there's more options in online payments, and you can change your portfolio in no time because you just take products from many different suppliers.
Nice. No, thanks for that. And I think that those are really great points, and especially as we think about dropshipping and like why getting on board. And I think the next stage from dropshipping is like seeing how flexible it is really coming into like, well, what do I sell? Like, what products do I find, right? Like, how do I figure this out? How do I jump on something that I can make money off of, and I'm not, late to the game, or what have you.
Yeah, of course.
I think, that's where I think your technology and our technology comes in, right?
Exactly.
Perfect. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, who is this for? Who should be looking into this? Like, who should consider looking into dropshipping? Can I quit my job? Like, could I stop being the marketing for Wish and go do some dropshipping?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's literally for anyone who's determined and open to new opportunities. This is great for new businesses as well as growing businesses, existing stores. So it's literally for anyone. And if you don't want to deal with the logistics and having a physical store, having the warehouse to make your products in, dropshipping is literally the choice for you. And anyone also who has a winning product idea, of course, you'd want to sell something that you're personally interested in and that you enjoy selling. There's far lower capital needed than any other form of business, and experience and age is absolutely no limitation.
Nice. Dang. Yeah, it's a pretty open field. It really comes down to
Definitely.
Once you find the product you like and you've got it in hand and you figure out how to market it, the sky's kind of the limit for you a bit.
Exactly.
Nice. And then when we talk about the benefits here, I think especially those who might be on the call who have been doing this for a while versus those who are jumping in for the first time this season.
Yeah, so there's more specific benefits for dropshipping for beginners as well as growing businesses. So for beginners, of course, there's no upfront investment in stock, so you don't have to worry about overselling or not having enough room in your warehouse, for example. It's far lower risk also, and it's incredibly easy to start and manage. Just a few clicks, as well as with the partnership we have that Syncee has with Wish Wholesale, it's incredibly easy to start. It's also very flexible. You can operate it anywhere as long as you have internet connection, and you literally have virtually unlimited stock, because you don't have to keep physical stock of your products, and you can grow at an incredibly fast rate, and you don't have to deal with the logistics that come with it. And for growing businesses, the benefits are that you can expand your product range, you can have a wide variety of products, and of course, there's constant low risk. Again, because you don't have to keep investment, you don't have to have upfront investment in stock, and you can reach a wider customer base. You can ship anywhere in the world, and you can also have a convenient focus on the marketing. So you can specifically focus on your store and focus on the marketing of your store to reach even more customers. Of course, there's no inventory needed, no warehouse needed, and you can complement your store with Wish's great products. They have numerous product categories and products, so you have so many to choose from.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to think about this from a growing business standpoint, because I think that a lot of times they might not consider drop shipping, or they might think like,
Yeah,
oh, it's an online business, but actually, like this is a really great opportunity to run in the background, right? Like as you're paying attention to
exactly.
your brick and mortar, these are things you can set up online and set, and almost having a little bit of an advantage over maybe traditional drop shippers, because you do have your own brick and mortar store. You could be selling on the street, or not on the street, but as folks come off the street, as well as taking the shot with the marketing and driving
Yeah,
online sales, which can I know one thing I hear about sometimes with early drop shippers is like how to generate that traffic, because you've got to get that traffic in those early sales to make this work. And if you already have a store, you kind of don't need to worry about that as much. That risk is really off. So
yeah, exactly.
I do like that constant low risk. That's a really great
Especially now because so many people are online shopping. You have the convenience of shopping in your own home. So yeah, definitely great opportunity.
Totally. And also, if you have a really niche retail site, or really kind of like, very specific, like I see like eye candy in the chat box, which is, all about, it looks like, is it eye apparel? A very niche section. But
Hmm.
imagine if they did have a real, a brick and mortar spot in Indiana as well. Running those two things at the same time would be a good balance, right? And then
A
also a
hundred
great way
percent.
to
Yeah,
drive traffic to the brick and mortar, right? Once folks get
exactly.
to realize who you are. Cool. So where do you guys come in? Tell us more about you guys. How does Syncee help? How do you
Yeah.
get dropshippers set up?
Yeah. So again, we are a B2B dropshipping platform, and we have an in-app marketplace which has over 4 million high-profit dropshipping products, various product categories and various quantities of products, and we're available on the most popular e-commerce platforms: Shopify, Shopify Plus, WooCommerce, Wix, and so many more.
Mhm.
And our suppliers range from the locations of the US, Canada, Australia, Europe, and many more. And our main advanced feature is the automated order data synchronization. So the retailers who register, have the convenience of paying and placing an order and paying for it in the same place. And we basically do an automatic product upload and update on a daily basis of your store. So you don't have to worry about manually doing that. This is all automatic at Syncee.
Oh, wow.
And you can also have the chance to customize price settings. You can add price margins, set rounding rules, so any kind of prices that suit your needs. And you can constantly be in contact with the suppliers, so of course Wish, and they can always let you know about the newest products. They can always help you out. And there's also dynamic filter settings to pick your products. And this is all based on your needs. You can filter any products, you can add more products. So there's a ton of things that we do for you.
Wow. No, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool. And you said that what platforms do you guys integrate with?
Shopify, Shopify Plus, Wix, WooCommerce, BigCommerce. So all the main ones. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's, you guys
And it's
really cover
very,
the
very
gamut.
easy. All the retailers would need to do is literally just install the free application, Syncee Global Dropshipping, and it will take them straight to the registration. The onboarding is incredibly quick. We automate everything, so there's very, very minimal details to enter manually. It's all automatic, basically. And we're
Very,
always here to help out. Our support teams are here 24/7, so we can always help you out.
very cool. Very cool. All right, so now that we know what platforms we can use to sell these drop shipping products, and our whistle is wet in terms of wanting to do this, what if I did want to quit my job this holiday season and jump in, like what might I have a good chance of selling, right? Like let's see where we're getting some
Of course,
holiday
that's
trend
important.
predictions. Yeah. So first up, this is looking at really the Wish side of the house, and really looking at what categories we're seeing having the most sort of change and traction from product purchasing over the last 3 months, right? So where were these products? And the way to think about that instead is, where were these products in June versus where are these products in August, and which items had the biggest growth potential? That to us showcasing obviously a movement from consumers into those items for, we predict, the holidays, especially given, the shipping times and whatnot. And so, not surprising for the holidays, we're seeing Christmas decor as a top kind of contender. And I think that's always a good opportunity for folks wanting to get in, especially around these times. Like, folks are always looking for holiday decor. If you can find and jump on some of those like really cute trends, like I know last year there was a huge push around COVID ornaments that were not personalized yet, that would give you the opportunity to like paint names on them or whatnot. And so saw a huge number of those popping up across Etsy and whatnot, and they were super cute. Another one that we're seeing, which might be surprising to some, are wall stickers, and more so the DIY sort of decoration wall stickers, like less of the quotes and more of the trees, little shadow vignettes, that kind of stuff that add a little bit of dimension to walls. Definitely seeing folks take on a little bit of home decor there with that. Babies and kids. It's the holidays, and so any item that you can find that goes for babies and kids, especially if you can find that niche and that mom category for you, going to take off. Be careful with products for babies and kids, just because there's more safety concerns there, but obviously, always a great one. And then sort of grouped down here in the bottom, we've got home textiles, fabrics. A lot of folks are doing or really looking into updating their environments, especially we've been in them for a while now. So we're taking things into our own hands with DIY work, home decor, lighting equipment. But I know you guys have a little bit, can go even further, right? Like you can tell us from search side of the house what folks might be looking for. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sweet. Hold on, there we go. Okay, so, and I think this is me as well, sorry. But this is, digging into, as we get into like what are folks sort of looking for, or where are we specifically seeing searches? Like what are folks looking for within us? Smartphones, obviously everyone wants them. Smartphone accessories are also huge. Phone cases, phone cameras, camera extensions, all of those are awesome opportunities for jumping onto the dropshipping bandwagon. You can also do wireless headphones. There's plenty of options and styles that range outside of the AirPods. Also seeing a lot of people looking for personalized gifts. So initial necklaces and keychains. Really seeing folks looking for, how do I get a present for someone this year that's a little bit more personalized, so less of ooh, they really love, spiders, I'm getting them a spider, and more of no, I want to get them a monogrammed. I want to get them something that is personal and is clearly meant for Ellen. Then we've got cozy apparel and athleisure wear. I don't think that's going anywhere, especially with remote work here to stay. If you can find a good supplier of comfy pants, jump on it, because I don't think I've worn anything other than comfy pants for a year. So literally Gap sweatpants are taking over the world. So find another product like them. You got it. One that reminds me, and I think a lot of us can probably chuckle over this, are the TikTok leggings, right? Like that, I think was I don't know if it's a drop shipper's dream or a drop shipper's nightmare, but like everybody was talking about them. Yeah, they were great. I don't know if they work, but they were great. Within the kids' games and toys specifically, we're seeing folks looking for fidget spinners. Fidget toys are still very big. Weird world of fidget toys. Also, you've got slime and gunk, and like all of those kind of interactive hand toys are what people are looking for, not necessarily a lot of action figures or whatnot this time around. And then, as I mentioned, holiday home decor, that trend and that search never seems to go away this time of the year. And then for Syncee, here we go. Here's what I was looking for, specifically what you guys in terms of search.
Yeah, so what we've seen for the trending products, in the summer 2021 on the Syncee marketplace is a wide variety of products from, of course, swimwear, swimsuits, sunglasses, hats, and those kinds of things. Definitely clothes was a big one, men's products, and candles. The bath and body skincare category was definitely a big one, and it still is, and I'm pretty sure it will be continuously. Coffee and food and baking, of course, everyone's kind of just experimenting with cooking at home, staying at home. So that's definitely a big one as well. Lingerie, Bluetooth speakers, electronics. So that's a big one as well. And definitely eco-friendly products. Everyone's kind of moving on to the environmentally friendly kind of mindset. So that was a big one, definitely. And then for the predictions, so the most sought products between October and December in 2020 was, of course, the seasonal Christmas products. And again, now that Christmas is coming up, the kind of seasonal products are definitely something to think about. So anything from Christmas sweaters, any kind of seasonally related clothing items, and as well as shoes, coats, so all the clothes that you can think of, furniture for sure, candles again, the bath and body skincare as gifts. So gifts, of course, is another one that a lot of retailers are looking for, and children's products as gifts as well. So yeah, there's so many products that you can build your store with seasonally as well.
So many. And what I think I love most about dropshipping too is that like really any product could take off, right? Like it really depends on who you are targeting, where you're going for. I recall last winter, last holiday, Wish was working on a project within the dropshipping world. And the shirt that took off was this very bizarre Grinch stealing Christmas t-shirt that I would not have picked. Like it would not have been the thing that I was like, that's gonna sell like hotcakes. But we had a number of them when we were testing to see like which product would sell like hotcakes. And lo and behold, that shirt took off and everyone was buying it. And we're like, okay, so you really just need to find the right niche. And once somebody figures it out and they want it, I can guarantee you, especially in this wonderful world these days, there's plenty of other people who want it as well. And so I think it comes down to like, how do you find those people, right? So like you got a product, you got an idea, you know, what do you do next, right? Like how would you tell someone to like, what are the top tips for taking this?
Yeah, so the top tips also, this is what's so great about dropshipping is that even after Christmas is over and we're in the new year, you don't have to worry about all the Christmas clothes or the Christmas or seasonal items that you haven't sold because you don't have the stock of it in your warehouse. They can all be bought online. So our top tips would be definitely picking products and uploading them to your online store in bulk. So you can have a unified and wide product assortment at the same time, and you can have just one or two or just a couple of suppliers that you're in contact with, and you can build that relationship with them and stay in contact with them. So you can basically get all your products from just one supplier, so you can constantly rely on just one or a couple. And definitely you'll need to check what the market demands. You'll have to do a bit of research to see what kind of products are trending. And this is why we're helping you pick the products that are trending at Wish and at Syncee. So, and definitely always analyzing competition. So what other retailers or one of your partners may be selling and what's kicking off and what the market's missing. So how can you boost your store in a way that even more retailers and more customers will buy from you? Specifically, of course, reasonable prices in a neat store. So of course, any customer would need to see a very neat store and organized, and the products are all there. And you definitely need to market your store. Marketing is very important so you can boost your sales for higher income. And of course, Syncee covers the side of it. So we're always here to help you and support you throughout.
Nice. Yeah, and the tech side is, I think, one of the very confusing, intimidating sides of dropshipping. So it's great
Definitely.
to have that covered. And then the other side, I think, unless you happen to be doing growth marketing for the last 10 years, is the marketing side, which can be a little intimidating. And how do you jump in and start running those tools? So that's where I kick in mostly, right? This is my background is more on the marketing side of the house and less on the technical integration side. So I think first up, when we think about holidays and we think about sales, should you run one? Like I think that it is common knowledge, or it's an expectation at this point, that oh, the holidays are coming, time to throw up your 35, 45, 50% off sale for Black Friday. And how do I compete against, the big brick and mortar stores? Couple of things to keep in mind here. One is that, as we mentioned before, 62% of folks this holiday season plan to do their primary holiday shopping online. So you're not necessarily competing with the brick and mortar stores anymore. And I know that there used to be that idea that like online retailers needed to cut prices so low to deal or compete with the brick and mortar stores. And that's just not true anymore. If you can offer not just only a product that they're looking for, but also a service or a shipping time, or you're able to get it to them in a way that alleviates some of the time and hassle for them to do it, you've won the deal. And so want to caution folks from cutting the profit too deeply, because as we've seen, as I think most businesses seen, when you do cut the price drastically, you're going to bring in sales. The likelihood that you're ever going to get that person to come back and make another sale, though, very, very low. And so it's a one-time margin win off of them. It's usually at the lowest possible margin that you don't want to take home. And so caution going with the big sales, right? I would always look into things like BOGOs, so encouraging folks to buy one, get one free, so that you can increase your AOV. Maybe even buy one, get one for $1. Like there's a lot of ways that you can play with that, especially if your item is one of those items where folks might want for themselves or for a friend, or it's a good thing that they want to give to multiple friends. Like always think about the product you're selling and like what sale would make the most sense to this person. And it's not always how do I cut the price, because that isn't maybe the thing they're going for. The price might be good. It's more so of how do I get more than one of these for a cheaper price, or how do I get this plus, maybe you're selling the candle and you want to match it with a different product, right? So a bundle. So like you can look into offering a bundle sale. And I think that's actually why around the holidays you see a lot of gift bundles pre-built for folks, as stores are trying to get folks to buy one big AOV purchase as opposed to little pieces here and there. And so think about that, right? When you're picking out a product and when you're picking out things like sell your product, but also think about bundles, think about the supporting things that can go with that product and what have you. And always think about like, how do I combine this into, how do you do the critical thinking for the shoppers, right? Like you want to make it so easy for them that they go, oh, I have been looking for this. And oh, the checkout process was so easy. And you know what? I do want 3 of them. And sure, I'll go ahead and throw in those cookies too. That sounds great. That is I would say the holy grail of online marketing. If you can create a flow and a process like that, like it's easy peasy lemon squeezy moving forward. Ads. So this is a question I get asked quite a bit, especially in performance marketing. And really, should you run ads? I will get shot in the foot a little bit here, but my answer is not necessarily, right? And so here's why, right? So looking at some of the holiday spending tips that we're seeing around ad spend in general, 44% of small businesses plan to increase their ad spend specifically around the holidays, right? And within that 44%, 36% of them plan to push that money into social media. So this is Facebook being like overrun with ads. And we all see this, especially around the holidays. Ads start to increase. Everybody's talking about, like, not everyone's talking about them, but it's just huge ad spends around this time. And really it starts in October and it goes until about the second week of December. That's about the shipping cutoff time for Christmas. And so ads will run right up until there. Should you jump in? Here's the thing. A lot of folks don't know this about ads, but the more people who jump into the ads network and start spending, the more the price of the ads go up for everybody. And this is one of those, like, kind of not a secret. Everyone knows it, but it doesn't get talked about very often. Auction engineering, it's as more people flood into the auction on social medias and are competing for the same impression levels, what you end up getting are higher cost CPMs across the board for everybody. Usually in the holidays, it gets through a little bit because the sales function tends to cover up, or you're driving enough sales that you're not necessarily noticing the increased CPMs. But those do rise, and they will eat away at your margins and your growth for the holidays. And if you're running a deep discount and you're running these ads, you might be surprised with how much you actually end up walking away at the end of the holiday versus what you could have walked away with, right? And so it's really, you've got to think about the ads and impressions in your audiences in a slightly different way. And dropshipping is interesting because it is a little bit more like impression and transactional, but like thinking through things in terms of like, well, how could you earn or own those impressions more, right? And so that's something that we really want to start talking about from a holiday standpoint, is that if you know everyone's going to be pushing into Facebook, either A, be prepared for that and increase your holiday spend budget, or really get nitty gritty on your interest-based targeting, or, make sure that you know what impressions you're going for before you just start testing and learning. The holidays are not a good time to test and learn into audiences, that's for sure. So start now, figure out, like, do some preliminary research. If you have an idea for a product, like, run some ads for that, see what the interest levels are, see what people are responding to, maybe drive them to a website to sign up for holiday newsletters so they can get a discount on these products moving forward. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can get them to sign up for exclusive holiday deals. You can get them to sign up for, if you have the product and you're not planning to release it until a certain date, and they might want to put their, sign up for a release date. A lot of things you can do, but this gives you the ability now to start collecting data, and two things you're going to use that data for. One, you're going to be able to obviously kick off sales when you're ready to start selling, because you have a little group of folks who were interested, who showed interest. Two, you can make lookalikes off of that list, and then now the impressions that you're going off of for those holiday ads are going to be more effective, because you've now been basing that off of a high intent group of individuals who are interested in your product, as opposed to 35-year-old females who might be interested in home decor, right? You have a very specific cohort of people who have shown interest in this product. And honestly, you just need about 100, right? So to create a good lookalike list, you need about 100 unique emails. If you can get 1,000, even better, but honestly, 100, and you can start building lookalikes. Start today. I think, if people are starting in October, start early. You don't have to hit people over the head with holiday messaging, but you can start thinking about things in advance, right? Like, there are plenty of organizers out there who are doing their holiday shopping now, who do get started well before the holidays, right? And so lean into that, like, lean into the messaging. It doesn't need to be, very holiday focused, but it can be gift focused. You can start looking into ways to, like, how do you start to build that customer funnel around the gift giving? Not necessarily holidays. You can change out that messaging as you move closer, but how do you start to ferment yourself as a place for gifts, right? A place for someone to come to and buy. When we're thinking about, this is the big one. So thinking outside the book. So Facebook is an easy solution. I think I see most people jump into Facebook and start to play around with the Facebook algorithms and the ads tools. It's pretty much designed to not be helpful for this type of marketing and advertising. Like, this is something that Facebook has made pretty. They are helpful with dropshipping, but they're also very like, they really go after people who might be running afoul, or there might be some gaming within dropshipping. And so I see this quite a bit where folks who are new to dropshipping will get on Facebook and start running ads, and then within a couple weeks or a month, they're shut down because ACE scores have kicked through. They weren't prepared for sort of the surveying that Facebook does on the Facebook side, and now all of a sudden your page is shut down, and yada yada yada. Look, don't play into the Mark Zuckerberg game. Think outside the book, right? There are plenty of other platforms nowadays that are not as sort of anti at like dropship ads or e-commerce ads. Places like TikTok, I don't know if it's been released outside of beta yet, but TikTok products is coming. So you're going to be able to upload products into TikTok. We're seeing a lot of really great movement around that, especially with audiences under 25. I would say Twitter is hard. You have to do a lot of fishing with Twitter. LinkedIn, depending, I know no one talks about LinkedIn because it seems like a weird strategy, but if you're going after professionals or folks with you have a product that's a little bit higher price tag, or it's definitely for the holidays, or it can have a niche, think about LinkedIn. This is a place where professionals are at. They are definitely there are ways you can get in front of them that are not like hit them over the head with a product. Maybe it's more so the experience or the type of feeling you're giving someone, right? Like a great example, even though it's a big box store and not a smaller one, is the Peloton, right? Peloton went heavy with LinkedIn ads around the first year that they came out, and it was huge. And you'd be like, why? Why would Peloton advertise their bike on LinkedIn? It's a great tool for professionals who wanted to work out. And so what's a great place to hit professionals before the holidays with an idea for a holiday gift? LinkedIn,
Yeah,
right?
it just works. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, you know, I just, my big point here is I know Facebook is the easiest one to jump into. It seems like you create a page and you just start going, but it is not necessarily the easiest down the road, right? And so there are a lot of pit holes that folks run into with Facebook. Facebook is not necessarily on your side. Remember, they're always on the side of the consumer and not on the side of the advertiser. So, you know, always think outside the book, right? That's my thing with Facebook. And then we talked about this a little bit, but promotions, right? Like I think you've got about 3 seconds usually with a digital ad to capture someone's attention. And so within that, you've got to either show me something that I want, capture my humor or something that is absurd that makes me slow down and stop, or B, present to me a narrative that I want to participate in, right? And so I'm not the type that's going to stop for like 35 or 50% off unless it's from a brand that I really, really like and I'm watching, right? It's like, oh, you know, the Gap's friend and family sale is up. I better go check it out. But for other folks, it's really around like, how do you enhance this service experience for me, right? So it's the holidays. Can you offer free shipping? Shipping's huge for folks, right? And so that's an easy way that if you're able to cover shipping, like pass that on to customers, and you could win some sales there. Also, gift wrapping as a service, like anything you can do that sort of like takes care of that for them, so that once they get the package, all they have to do is throw it, you know, wherever they keep presents, and it's good to go, and they don't have to worry about maybe someone intercepting that mail package at home and opening it up and ruining their present ahead of time. Like those are weird things where like people are really into gift wrapping around the holidays. And I think like even a great example is Amazon. Like, I don't know if you guys saw last year's Amazon's like gift wrap services, which were those really lovely bags that they put everything in.
Yeah.
But it was, I'm looking into it. I'm trying to figure out, and I want to get it now, is like, what was this? How many people took them up on that gift wrapping idea? Because I know I saw those bags everywhere on social media, right? Like they were everywhere. So, and it's an extra $3-4, right? Like it's such an easy value add. You're going to be sending things out anyways. You know, if you are creative and you can wrap that, I put that out there, but I'm like, suck at wrapping, maybe don't offer that. But anywho, those
it's something you just add without thinking. Just $3, you can just add it. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So if you're selling a $25 product, offer $5 holiday gift wrapping, and boom, you have a $30 bundle, right?
Exactly.
Cool. So how does this change for you guys? So those are, I know that I'm talking from an e-commerce standpoint and a lot of, you know, online retailers in general, but for drop shipping specifically, is there anything there that changes? Is there anything that like we should call out specifically if you were just drop shipping this holiday?
Well, in short, I would say no. You define your business and your marketing before you start your own store. So you have to, of course, decide what you would like to sell, how you would like to market your products in your store, your budget for this. So it all really depends on you and how you would like to start your store. So it's kind of the planning initially before you start your store.
Mhm.
Of course, it does matter which e-commerce platform you choose. So if apps, plugins, so you have to, those are also your decisions, but these are prior to the marketing strategies. And you just learn from different sources. You become familiar with these platforms, how you should run your store with your customers. So it's just basically just a try on error kind of thing. And yeah, so you just have to do your research, and you get you learn from different situations. And there, of course, there is still time for you to boost your store with dropshipping before the holidays. Might as well get it done nice and early. You don't have to rush to the stores or rush online to buy things, or want to buy things that are now out of stock. You might as well just get it done quickly and early.
Gotcha. No, and totally. The only other thing that I would add in for marketing with dropshippers specifically is around ensuring or thinking about credibility, right? I think that this is one thing that dropshippers don't necessarily think about as often, or but consumers do, right? And so I think that from the consumer side, what we see a lot of with dropshippers is they see this product, is it too good to be true? They start to dig in, and like, two things. One, never present something to be too good to be true, right? Like that will stop eyeballs, but will actually lead to more people digging in and getting angry, or buying an item with a higher expectation and it not meeting what they want. And then they will let you know about it, and everyone else around them will know about it too. And so, and what do I mean by building credibility here? It's more so of if you're going after an audience and you've got a certain product, like research that a bit and think about how that audience operates, right? Like maybe write a blog, maybe, build up the platform. So it's more than just, obviously someone trying to make some money on this audience, and actually is no, I understand. I did some research, and I can see why this product would be interesting to folks who are interested in this niche, and I'm respectful there, whatever, right? And so that goes a long way to winning over sort of that customer and that expectation setting. All right. So why would we choose Wish Wholesale at Syncee? Like what does Wish Wholesale offer for Syncee users?
As I think everyone now knows that Wish Wholesale is incredibly reliable and well informed. They know the market, they know what's missing from the market, they do their research on the products that are trending, and what the customers want. Of course, they've been around the market for quite a long time. They have over 3,000 products in a wide variety of categories, so you'll definitely find what you're looking for. And even more, they have competitive and discounted prices. So you're literally in for a treat if you shop at Wish Wholesale, because all the products are discounted and you can always get exactly what you want. Free shipping for orders over $50, which is a great catch. And reliable shipping from to the US, to Canada, basically worldwide. And they have ready to sell products.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think something to keep in mind with Wish Wholesale. Yeah, I was gonna say one of the things about Wish Wholesale is like, why these 3,000 products? And I think one thing that some folks might not know about Wish Wholesale is that we actually leverage the data from wish.com. And so one of the things we do is look at what are the top trending products, what are the top selling products off of wish.com. We then run them through our own data filters to pull out for high quality and ensure that we're not passing through merchant gaming or poor quality items or whatnot. And then we pull them into this site. And so really this is a distilled version of the data that's working off of Wish. So what are the top trending products from Wish? Come check out Wish Wholesale. It's not as well defined there, but that is a good idea in terms of like, what are the top products on wish.com right now? Wholesale is probably holding them. The other thing we have, and I'm not sure if it's been brought up before, is a request a quote feature. If there's any product on Wish that you'd like that you don't see on Wish Wholesale, you can reach out to our BD team, and we're more than happy to go and approach those merchants and see if we can get a competitive source deal for you. So that's the other thing that we sort of offer on that side. In terms of giving folks some ideas, we do have a couple of Black Friday collection and Christmas collections currently live. For anyone who's interested in taking us up on those holiday decor options. We've also made a babies and kids collection for the holidays, home decor in general, so outside of the holidays, just what else are there? And then new arrivals will always sort of be like each week we're uploading new products, and so always keep an eye on new arrivals in terms of what might be a cool product to jump on. And I think with that, that's the end of our content. And do I hand this over to Lele and team to manage the raffle? We're at that stage, right?
Yeah, we are.
Nice. Okay, so I haven't done the full spin before, so Lele, is that something? Do we have another site, or is there let me call out in the right hand side too. If you haven't filled out the raffle sheet, please go ahead and fill that out. The Lele's just posted the form as well. So anyone found on there will get thrown into the wheel spin for this afternoon.
Yeah, so last call for putting in your name for the raffle, and Liz will be selecting the winner for everyone.
Nice, perfect. And I know, so while we go ahead and give some folks some time to fill out the form for a second, I do want to jump on a question here, because this is interesting from Vicky. The challenge is not in finding products. The challenge is how do we launch a store and find customers and build an email list without a massive marketing budget right before the holidays. Yes. So and Bianca, I'm not sure if you have anything to add, but I would actually say now would be probably the best time to do it. Not
Definitely.
like if you, I think, and I think this is what people sort of get worked up over, or not worked up over, but you actually don't really need a huge marketing budget for this, right? Like within Facebook ads, for instance, and I know that I said, oh, we should avoid them, but let's use them for an example real quick. You can run ads for as little as $20 a day, right? And if we're building an email list, there are ways to combat that. So instead of pushing for conversion, start looking into things like site visitor traffic, or add to cart, or initiate checkout. Like move your conversion point up into a higher place, or even lead form. And then all of a sudden, if you're spending $20 a day and you're getting leads for $1, you now have 20 emails per day. You run that for a week, 2 weeks. You've spent $300, but you now have 300 to 1,000 folks to email. That might not sound like a lot, but that's enough to start digging into, right? And so it's slow and steady, but those little things will start to help. I'd also argue that if you don't have a huge marketing spend, there are other ways that you can hack into this, right? Like you can look into SEO and really start thinking through like the website you build, making sure that it's sticky and that it's getting folks who are coming in from an organic Google search standpoint. That's a slow burn as well. So I understand why you might not be interested in that. But then also, if your product fits a certain niche or audience, go join those communities, right? Like go embed yourself in those groups. And like, if you're selling candles, go join some mom groups, go join some self-care groups, go join like these things, like answer those questions, like make yourself a good person in the community, and then start introducing your own content and introducing your own links. And that is a way that you start to not only build that credibility, but also start driving marketing without spending $1 on marketing. It's great. It just takes time. If you don't have money to spend, time is going to have to be what you spend instead.
Yeah.
Cool. And I think we're ready for the raffle, yeah?
Yes, we were ready for the raffle. Sorry, guys. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties there. Didn't mean to leave y'all hanging.
No worries.
But yes, we are ready for the raffle. So let me just share my screen with everyone, and we will spin the wheel. Okay, without further ado, oops. Oh man, close call. Okay, so Geneva, congratulations, you are our winner today. So you win $500 to shop at Wish Wholesale. Congratulations.
Thanks, everyone.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, and we'll be following up, Geneva, by email right after this webinar with the details about your prize and how you can spend that. So congrats again. And yeah, I'll pass it back over to Joe and Bianca for, I think we might have a couple more questions.
Yeah, we've got some time. Yeah. Do you have time? You have time, Bianca? Yeah. Can you stay on till 8:30?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. If anyone has any questions, I'm going to go through on the side right now. I haven't had a chance to dig in too much. Let's see.
Joe, I think one person asked when they should start planning, or when they should have their Black Friday sales, I believe was the question.
Oh, yeah. So Black Friday sales, that's a good one. It really depends. I would say, so it depends on the sale you're running, right? If you're going to be planning to cut your promo real deep and go like 50%, 60% off, know that you should really time that, right? And so if you're going to go really deep on discounts, only offer those for one day, like only offer that for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Do not run it all week. Like you will lose the promo feature there. I would say that in general, at this point, in full capacity, things tend to start going off the Monday before Thanksgiving. Like that is when we really start to see the CPM start to rise for Black Friday. And I wish that they started going back down after Cyber Monday, but they don't really. They normally stay elevated until the second week of December at that point. But that's usually the Monday before Thanksgiving. So call out there is like start slightly earlier, right? Like start talking about your BOGO, or especially if you are offering something that's in a field or industry that's very competitive with other things, like do a little bit of due diligence there, and don't chase folks to the bottom of the promo barrel that week. And I think that's the biggest sort of takeaway from Black Friday for me is like you're going to want to throw in deeper discounts to get that traffic. If your competitors are, don't do it. Just stay and keep going. Like let them take that cheap, like you didn't make any margin off of that client and they're not coming back. So it's not worth the sale at the end of the day. Instead, offer a BOGO, right? Like offer something that gets these people to come back and shop from you again. And I think that this is also something in dropshipping that's maybe not taken or thought of as much, but like dropshipping one item, great. Getting them to purchase a second item or repeat purchase from you, holy crap, that's the holy grail, right? Like if you can get someone to make a second purchase off of you without the ad spend, your margin just doubled, right? Like that's the, and we internally on our side have been studying this, and like that's really where we're seeing if you're going to grow, if you want to be a successful business, like yes, you can make profits off of a one-time sale, but ultimately you want to grow off of repeat business. So long way to answer that question. Start with Black Friday, Monday before. Definitely want to run through at least Cyber Monday the week of. But note that that's going to be the most expensive week of the holiday period.
Perfect. Thanks, Joe. And then Bianca, I know someone asked too how they can actually sell, these Wish Wholesale products through drop shipping. So I think we touched base on this in the beginning, but do you want to just quickly let everyone know how they can do that?
Yeah, so as soon as one of our users registers, we basically integrate their store through our many e-commerce platforms, our supported platforms, and we basically register them as a retailer, and that's how they can specifically search for Wish Wholesale on the Syncee marketplace and upload all of their products in bulk. We have a 25 product free plan at Syncee, so that's very inviting, and that's how you can always upgrade to bigger plans to basically upload as many products as you can from Wish Wholesale. So yeah, it's a great opportunity, and we're always here to support our retailers and potential users. So yeah, it is just a free application as well. It's very quick. The onboarding, the registration, all of it is very quick. All the features are automatic, and you can find all of Wish Wholesale's products on the Syncee marketplace.
Nice. Yeah. The only, I would say, and I saw someone had asked a question about like, can you use the image provided from dropshippers with your ads? And I know Lele answered yes, and absolutely you can.
Yeah,
I will
of course,
highlight
yeah.
though, secret sauce here. Take your own photo if you can, right? Like if you can get a piece of that, if you can get that product and you can create it yourself, at least for the ad. It doesn't need to be on the website. You can run the image from the dropshipper on your website, but for your ads, one thing that we've really seen is that, especially if a product starts to take off, if they can find that, it's so easy to Google search an image and find out who else is selling that product and then price compare across the board, right? Good example we had was this Bohemian duvet that we were testing a couple months back. That was beautiful, really great. We were selling it, trying to figure out where the price points were for elasticity. Did not realize that if you just took that image and searched it, you would find the 40 other websites that were selling that specific product, and were able within Google Shopping to see the price range from $19 to $70, right? And all of a sudden it's like, what is going on? Who's got the right one? And so I would argue in those situations, like just easily take your own UGC, right? Like get the lighting a little nice in the room, like take it. That will go a long way to, one, making sure that people can't search for the product with your competitors, and two, really establishing that credibility, because then it becomes oh no, this is a different image. Like these people must really have this product. It's not like they're just carpeting us with the same image across the board. So I do want to highlight that you can absolutely, and they're usually good images, but also if and when you can put a personal touch on it, do so, especially in drop shipping. That can make and break some searches. Cool. I think let's see. This seems like there's a question about US warehousing and lesser shipping times. Would that be for Syncee?
I think that would be for you.
Yeah, for us.
For Wish Wholesale, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So do we have warehouses in the US? This is a great question. We do. So there are some options for Fulfilled by Wish, but usually within Wish Wholesale, we send directly into the user or into a client's distribution place. And so another partnership we are currently working with is My FBA Prep, which does have warehouses throughout the US. Where you can send products bought from Wish Wholesale to your My FBA warehouse destination, and then they would manage and take care of the shipping for you. But that is one thing that we don't do currently, but are looking to expand our partnerships with other folks, so that there's a plethora of distribution platforms that folks can put our products through. Can we specify a specific country as the source for the product? So when and Vicky, I think this means when you're looking for the product yourself, can you identify if it's coming from the US or if it's coming from a specific product in advance? I think there are. I'd have to go back and check. I'm not exactly sure if we have regional or country specific filtering for sources. But that's a great question. If we don't offer it, that's a filtering that we should start to enact, because that would make a lot of sense. Because agree. So one thing, a Wish tip, and this is not necessarily a Wish Wholesale tip, but a good Wish tip is if you go to wish.com and you see products that are express or have the express truck, those are based in the US. We don't say it, but those are based in the US, and they're going to be shipped to you within less than a week. Everything else is coming from an international location that we don't typically disclose. But just saying, like, whenever you see sort of the truck in your country, that means that product is warehoused within a ability to get it to you in a week. But yeah, cool. And then I sell product from Greece, but I don't imagine that you have anything. I don't know. That's a great. We should have our BD team reach out to you and see if we don't, then maybe we can start to offer you as our supply, huh? Cool. I think we're at time now, 8:30. If there are any more questions, shoot them through. Otherwise, you can reach out to us at do we have an email? Contact us up here. I'm not sure. No. We
We
just
can put it in the chat though. We'll throw that in there.
Great, thank you. Yeah, so we're going to throw our email line up there. So if there's any other questions, you can reach out. Bianca, if you'd like, we can throw up the contact list for Syncee as well. So if anyone has questions, they can reach out to you guys.
My team will send that through as well in the chat.
Awesome.
And of course, at Syncee, you can always download install the application for free.
Yeah, definitely. If you have Shopify, if you have any of those stores, go check out Syncee.
Yeah.
Go see, like,
Definitely.
it's a free app. It doesn't hurt to check it out and see if it's going to work for you. Definitely would recommend it. But yeah, great. All right, I think we're at time. So thank you all for staying with me. I know we're a little bit over, but I think it was a good discussion, and it seems like everyone is super happy. Comments and chat were really active this morning. So thanks, guys. Have a great afternoon, great morning, great evening, wherever you guys are. Happy Thursday.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, team. And bye, Bianca.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Bye.